This is the small business podcast that is sweeter than all the rest. Marketing, media, and cupcakes.
Welcome to the Marketing, Media, and Cupcakes. Hello, I'm John Ondo, along with my beautiful wife, Angel.
Hi there.
And we are celebrating episode 50.
Whee! 50!
What? You don't look a day over episode 32.
Oh, that's so sweet.
Well, in 50 episodes already, and we've never missed a week.
Nope.
So as a special treat to all of our Marketing, Media, and Cupcake listeners, if you go down the show notes and click, you'll see a YouTube link, and you will see that we are not only, that's why it sounds different, it's not only being audioed, it's being videoed. People always say that. We want to video something. I'm like, do you audio something as well? Are you stupid? I'm sorry. Anyway. So... Anyway, we're glad you're with us today. We are coming to you from the beautiful Marketing and Media Cupcakes kitchen, which has been heard about now. You'll have to describe it for our listeners. But, But explain to everyone where we are standing right now doing our podcast.
So basically, we are standing in part of what was the original kitchen, and a distant about 8 feet away, there was a wall. That wall has been removed, and now we have a extended large kitchen. Everyone who walks in the home says, this looks like it's always been here. Yeah, we doubled the size. I have a 10-foot island.
The island is what is that, 2 feet?
I think it's 2.5 feet.
By 10 feet.
By 10 feet.
And you might think that's an ungodly large island, but you actually use it continuously.
I use it consistently. Yes. I have had it filled up so many times with different venues and different, literally from beginning to end. Whether it's decorative down here and things cooling down here, it's definitely come in handy.
So we'll walk you along for those who are listening to us. But a few things. Now we did this 3 years ago now.
It was 2017. Started in February.
So about now is when we completed it. Pat Daugherty was our contractor, our friend.
Patrick Builders
did a great job.
Fantastic.
So first of all, let's talk about the countertop. This is
a quartz countertop because. It's not. It is not a porous surface. So there was a few things I wanted in this kitchen that to one day, if I wanted it to be a commercial type kitchen, that I needed to have, which was no carpet, which God forbid you have carpet in your kitchen anyway, a non-porous countertop, and a stainless steel sink. So I had three of the biggest things put in. My double oven, of course, comes in super handy.
You have an induction top.
Yes.
And the thing that your other kitchen was beautiful, but it was half the size.
Correct.
Cabinet space was very limited.
Yes, it was.
And as you can imagine, Angel has 2 KitchenAid mixers.
Yes.
And every contraption known to man.
Yeah, pretty close. And the only thing I do not have is I forgot the name of it. The sprayer. Like you paint cars with.
It's not a squirter, it's a sprayer.
It's not a squirter,
okay.
You and your favorite term.
Yes.
It's the sprayer. It's an airbrusher.
Oh, airbrush.
I do not have an airbrush.
Oh, okay.
But I do have a color printer that prints on paper in the other room.
So when we redid this kitchen, one of the things I made a big deal about was you had a very small, almost like an office-sized trash can in here. So it was always... You'd come into our house and there was a trash bag sitting there because
always.
Whenever there were guests here, because
if we had a party, yes, there was lots of trash.
I had like 2 edicts. Is that the correct term? 2 declarations.
I like declaration.
We wanted to make sure that I'm like the dog through the window there. I'm just seeing that now. This is how easily this is why we don't do podcasts in upstairs. We do them downstairs because I'm easily distracted by dogs and things running behind.
And I'm not going to turn around. So.
No. But I said I wanted to have a double trash can thing.
Yes, which we have.
Which we can do it very
well.
For
those of you on the thing I'm standing
in front of.
And
I wanted the cabinet space to be at the level that everything you had all over the house, in the basement, everywhere else could be accessible for you here. And probably 98% of it.
I think we achieved a 98% success rate with that. But I just keep buying things, so that probably...
Small problem with that.
That I should stop that.
So... It's a beautiful kitchen. I love it. What would your advice be for someone because it's funny, we're talking about the COVID crisis and all the layoffs and everything, yet I see Home Depot is packed every day. What would your advice be for somebody who's thinking about, I think I want to redo my kitchen? Because you redid your kitchen prior, just a few years before that.
I did.
And it didn't go well.
It wasn't, I won't say who it was, but it literally was a big box store and I was sold a bill of goods. And I mean, it was fine, but It didn't do anything. It was refacing. It was purely cosmetic.
Yeah, cosmetic.
When you really got to the end of the day, it was purely cosmetic.
So what's the key thing would you say for folks looking at redoing their kitchen? What's the priority?
Why? The number one question is why?
Mm-hmm.
Because if you're going to invest that kind of money, why are you doing it?
Right.
If you don't like to cook, if that's not your thing, then paint the cabinets, do some facelift things that make it brighter and lighter and things like that. Don't spend what we spent and get a double oven if you don't like turning on the oven. So my thing is why do you want to do it? And then pick your whys. That's kind of everything I do is, I do the 5 whys. I'm sure some of you are familiar with that. Why? And at the end of the day, it was, I love this kitchen. I have my small business of Angel's Custom Cupcakes. I need more space. I need to be able to, if I'm going to make this the potential retirement dream, if you will, I'm not moving anytime soon.
And that's a key part. A lot of people say, well, I don't want to invest in my kitchen because we're going to sell it someday. We won't get the money back. That's not how is not how we looked at it. We looked at it as, we may be in this house for 20 more years, but we've got kids ranging from 24 through 12. There's going to be a lot of Thanksgivings here where we're going to have the whole family here. You don't put a price on that.
No.
So we felt very much like if we lose money on this house when we sell it, which we won't.
No.
This was more of value to us than, we're going to invest in the kitchen and get money back. It will sell, though, I'll tell you that.
I think our friend Patrick, who did this, and his lovely wife, Erin, said, what is going to make you happy?
Yes.
So really, that has to be one of your whys. If it's going to bring you happiness, whether it, again, is just to walk into a beautiful space, whether you're really a big cooking person or not, or is it something that's really going to change how you live, then it's worth the investment. So again, it's definitely, I'm happy that we're here and I'm happy we're taping from in here.
Well, I think the best part is that we have a kitchen that we put the podcast microphones right here on the end of the island. And
John loves this kind of stuff.
No,
he bought one of these for me. Is this the thing you bought for me to put my phone on?
No.
It looks similar.
Same,
yeah, I have something I'm supposed to put my phone on to take videos with, but I don't like doing it.
We did put the podcast microphones up here because I didn't want to have too much of an echo. So
yes.
So welcome to our home. Welcome to our kitchen.
Yes.
We normally tape our podcast below in my studio, but it's a little dark and dingy and there's bats.
There. Okay, first of all, his studio's lovely. There's lovely squishy stuff on the walls to make the sound great.
Squishy,
we bought a gorgeous table. No, squirty. We bought a beautiful table and nice, chairs.
It's great.
And it's got your Emmys on the wall.
This is spectacular.
Well, yeah.
Yeah,
so,
it is.
I
wish we had a cupcake for you, but we don't.
We don't. We have bourbon, but that's for us at the end.
Well, that's us for the end. You'll have to do that on your own. So
yes.
Let's continue with more of our 50th, I want to say 50th anniversary, our 50th episode celebration. Yes. So, episode 50.
Episode 50.
We started our first podcast, and this is where the math doesn't add up, so I apologize, but I know it's episode 50. Maybe we did an extra episode somewhere along the line.
You have been the driving force of this process. I come along for the ride. I literally, as you probably can tell if you listen to many or have listened to any of them, I consider myself the flourish on top of the cupcake. John is the cake and the majority of the icing.
I am the majority of the fluff. Our first episode dropped on June 24th of 2019.
Wow.
So the math doesn't add up because this is not quite the last week of May, and in 2 weeks, 52 weeks, and it's still not. So I think we did an extra episode. It doesn't matter. This is the 50th episode.
Yes, it does.
And,
excuse me.
Oh, great. She's already bored with the 50th episode with all the video. She can't shake that one off.
No, can't hide that. Sorry.
So I thought we'd do a little trivia, a little question thing on our episode. And then I want to talk a little bit about some of our guests and things you thought were great.
Yes.
So first of all, big announcement. You want to do you have a noise you can make?
I'll do what my daughter does.
Excellent.
Drum roll.
It's ironic that our 50th episode week, we did hit the 3,000 download mark.
Whee!
We thank you, everybody, for tuning in and putting up with our shenanigans. And it means a lot because during the COVID crisis, and we do podcast production on top of doing our own podcast, a lot of podcasts went,
yes.
We went a little bit because people aren't in the car, people
aren't at the gym,
aren't mowing the yards. And so I'm just so tickled that so many people have stuck with our podcast.
Yeah.
So thank you so much. So
we appreciate that.
So here's a few things. So first of all, do you want to guess what our most popular episode is?
Well, I'm cheating because you told me it was the first one we did.
She doesn't play along well, does she?
Oh, what was I supposed to do?
You're supposed to go, I have no clue.
I have no idea.
Oh, it's okay. We're just like this. So here's the thing. The first episode we did is our most popular episode, but it's also been on the longest.
Well, that makes sense.
So it would be. So
I guess what's the real top one then?
Let's grade on a scale. Let's wipe out the first episode and the trailer that we have up there now. What would you, of your episodes, what would you say is one of your favorite episodes?
Oh, my word. There's been so many.
I know.
I mean, I really enjoy it when we have guests.
Yes.
And I can't say that I have loved a specific guest over others, but I have definitely, I've learned something from everybody we've had on. But I'm gonna be that person. I'm gonna say it's a toss-up between Christy and Brittany.
Well,
the fun factor.
The fun factor, that was true. So our dear friends, Terry and Renee.
Yay!
Actually, and I believe that was the Count the Cost episode. I don't think that was us solo. I don't have the details, so I'm thinking Count the Cost was with them.
Oh, for sure, because that's when Terry helped me do my spreadsheet that I still haven't figured out.
What's funny is the next best episode is the small business bookkeeping, which one we just did together.
Wow.
I'm shocked at that.
I'm shook. Now I think you need to edit out who I liked the best.
So if Terry,
Makes it sound like
that
I hate
was a
people.
Terry Renee episode, Count the Cost. That's episode 12. If you want to roll back and listen to it, the next one down for a guest is our dear friend Rob Yannock.
Oh.
He was the F word of small business, which was failure.
Y'all thought it was going to be nasty. That's why you listened to it.
We were very PG rated. So that was episode 9, and then we had. This says a lot about you, and I say this about you. The next episode down, which I think we're like maybe episode 5, is episode 2, which is your Be the Hero, the Lost Art of Customer Service.
Aw.
That's your episode. It's one of the top ones up there. We did by Living by Faith if you're in your business. We did some LinkedIn networking tips that were in there. Our good friend Gleb, Dr. Gleb.
Fascinating.
How did Boeing make bad choices? That was a great episode. Matter of fact, I really want to get Dr. Gleb back in. We've just had so much going on. It's been hard for me to deal with that. And we've got some new guests coming in next week.
I'm so excited.
I'm very excited.
John's very good at booking these people. He just finds people and they just say, "Sure, John." And
what do I say?
Here they are.
Why is my other podcast I do called the Podcast Evangelist? Because I meet somebody and I say,
"Hey, do you want to start a podcast?
You
should start a podcast.
You should start a podcast.
You should start a podcast."
I spend half of my week on the phone with people who like da 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 da, and I'll go, you know what? You should have a podcast.
Again, if you have something to say and your voice isn't annoying, you should have a podcast.
I don't say that.
No, that's me. I'm telling you. If your voice isn't annoying, have a podcast.
Another one, transfer your customer service into a customer experience. That's your episode. Your download is on that. That is another top 10. Let's see what else we have here.
I'm painfully kind.
Well,
but ask my children. It doesn't translate.
Now, here's the thing that you have to understand. If you have a podcast, the podcasts that have been on longer are going to have more hits just because they've been on longer. Like a stew on the stove, it's going to, age or something.
It's going to age.
So anyway, that's what we got on that one.
Oh, you wanted to do that all day.
Yes. So let's talk about places.
Places
that have
listened?
Let's get some shout outs here to people who have listened to us on our first 50th episode. Where's page 1 at?
I said you just chuck it on the ground?
No, it's right here. Okay, so first of all, no big surprise, 89% of our listeners live in the good old USA. IO, USA.
Oh.
It's just fine.
I got excited.
Now,
sorry.
Sorry. You might be surprised. Who would you think our next country would be?
Our next country?
The next country after the United States listening to the Marketing, Media, and Cupcakes podcast.
I'd like to say Canada, but I'm probably wrong.
I would think that would be a great guess, but that is third.
What is it?
France.
Get out of the city.
They love baking in France. So
how many people?
Bonjour, French fries.
Oh, my word. Pommes frites. Fromage. That's about it. That's all.
Now what's funny is, so we break it down to cities. Let's get down to some cities here. So of course, our number one city is the big C bus, Columbus, Ohio, where we are based out of.
I didn't want to do another OH on that one since
Dublin, Ohio, which essentially is Columbus. They're there too. And then you'd be surprised, Kirkland, Washington.
How cool. Thank you.
Thank you, Washington. Followed by Bridgewater, New Jersey.
Neat. Don't make fun of people.
I'm not making fun of Jersey. What are you talking about? Get out of here.
Oh, my God.
Oh, my God. And then Riverside, California.
Nice. Thank you for my friends out there in
those are friends of yours,
land.
Aren't they? Yeah, so they're stacking the numbers there.
We appreciate.
Now let's see. We've got listeners in Oklahoma City, Oklahoma. Love Oklahoma. There's steaks. There are steak restaurants on every corner when you get to that part of the country.
Wee. Oh.
Atlanta, Georgia.
How exciting.
Everything's named Peach there. Kansas, Delaware, Ohio, which is not too far from us here. Nice.
Tell me that Denver, Colorado's on there. Or at least the state of Colorado.
Hold on. There's a couple.
I'm sorry.
This is the breakdown. So Washington's in there. Lake Forest, California. Hamden, Connecticut. San Carlos, California. East Providence, Rhode Island. RI.
Wow.
Thank you. Exeter, Canada. I can't even read it. Exeter, England.
I was going to say Canada.
Do your British accent for me.
Oh, I can't.
Oh, you can't.
I need to drink a lot more of this.
Can you give Exeter, England a good old marketing meeting? Cupcakes, howdy.
I don't think I can.
Okay.
Because again, I'm not drunk enough.
Okay. Clayton, Missouri, Rosemont, California, Gahanna, Ohio. Everybody calls it Gahanna.
Or Gahanna.
And the home of our favorite karaoke lounge, the Dolphin.
Whee!
And we've had listeners in Westerville. Obviously, it's just down the road from us. Saskatchewan.
Neat.
Green Acres City, Florida.
Green Acres.
I can't pronounce the Clichy-Île-de-France.
Let me see.
It's Île-de-France, which was a luxury liner in the 50s, but that's a whole nother story I'll get into.
I can't see it.
France, thank you. Another England. Arizona, California, the state up north. Thank you.
We're not going to say it. Shh. I have friends up there.
Boardman, Oregon, California, Kansas, Akron, Ohio, Alamante Springs, Florida. I bet you I know a few folks there. That's why I know they listen to us.
Oh, my Lord. How many more do we have? Is that it?
There's more, but I think I threw some of them off the side. So
probably.
I saw Bloomington, Indiana. So, again, thanks. All of you, a little shout out for all of the people listening, and we'd love to hear from you. If you want to email us, john@ondomedia.com is my email, and we would love to know what questions you have and so forth. And that is just a quick shout out for all the people and places and faces that have made Marketing Media Cupcakes possible for 50 episodes.
50 episodes.
When I was 9, I lost my dad to cancer. Ever since then, it kind of just felt like a battle. I was kind of posted as the bad guy, and I never honestly had like a chance to show who I was. I honestly just thought no luck sounded cool and it fit with my life so far. Luck isn't really a part of anything, it's just a hope for something when you should probably have to do it on your own. The design is basically the clovers that are still on the leaf is me and my sister and my mom, and then the broken one is my dad. Still there, just not connected with us. Like it's your life, and your choices are your choices, and what happens, what happens. There's no like luck or anything on your side. It's just you. You gotta make the best of it.
We started this out as Angel and I love talking about small business, and we love talking about cupcakes and ideas. We're not like young chickens in our 20s who can sit back and say, we have dreams and aspirations. We have rode the horse to the market.
Been around the block. Rode hard, put away wet.
Something like that. And, for those of you who are tuning in maybe for the first time and seeing us on the video, and we would encourage you to listen to the podcast, we have 50 episodes.
We do.
For those, if you don't know who we are, so I'm a filmmaker, I'm a media consultant, I do a lot of television as my primary job, but we do consulting for podcasts. I've been doing that most of my life.
Since he was 15.
Yeah. I've got I have 3 kids that when we got married 5 years ago, I brought into our marriage, and one of them's a senior, and they're just great kids. And then you have 2 kids.
I have 2. So I grew up in a small town called Galion, Ohio, graduated in 1986. I'm not unashamed. No, it's
About
ashamed.
What?
I'm not ashamed to say 1986 is when I graduated from high school.
Well, you better not be. I'm 1985.
Oh, there you go. Graduated from Ohio State in 1990. Met my first husband in 1993. Got married. Had my first child in 96. Had my next child in 99. And my husband got sick in 2006, passed away in 2008.
From lung cancer.
And then I was a single mother for a number of years. And then I had the fortune to meet John in early January of 2015.
I swiped right.
He did.
Because I thought she was wearing an Ohio State jersey on her Tinder picture.
Yeah,
that's me right there.
That's a whole nother story. But
it was an Ohio State
I
jersey.
work at a wonderful company that I started in 1993 and coming up on my 27th year.
And what is your technical title?
So I've made it up technically because my job grade title is I think it says team leader, which is not really what I am anymore, but I'm actually the trainer for our customer service group. So
hence why she's got that customer service voice that I love so much.
Well, thank you. So but I do training. So I used to do the job, I did training, and then after my first husband, Brian, passed, I did some odd stuff for a couple of years. And then when we outsourced in 2013, I took up the training gauntlet again, and I'm the trainer, and now kind of morphed into the woman who has too many fingers and too many punch bowls. Well, but I enjoy every bit of it.
You're at a place 25 years, you're going to get to know where, as we always say, where all the bodies are buried.
To some degree.
And what things are running. And you become an invaluable asset to a company. And that's really cool. But despite all that amazing stuff you do in your 9 to 5,
yes,
you have always loved to do one thing.
Baking.
Yeah, that's just your baking, and that's...
From the time I was 13 years old, when my parents bought a food processor, and it came with a free book of how to make bread using a food processor.
But people told you at some point when you wanted to bake, you won't make money at it, go to college, get a real degree, didn't they?
Correct. It was, I wanted to have my own bakery. I wanted it Angel's Heavenly Delights, had the name in the whole 9, and it just wasn't meant to be at that time. So I still baked. It's not that I stopped. And there was a period of time, I think, when I didn't bake nearly as much, but it became, again, the inspiration, my dear husband. I met John. I had committed to making something for every person in our department for their birthday. And we have 37 to 40 people.
So you're making a lot of cupcakes.
So I was making a lot of stuff, and John's like, "Are you selling these?" I'm like, "No."
The sensitivity of me. Are you making money at this?
Yeah, the capitalist.
Let me show you how. Call this number.
Literally, he's the one who gave me the courage to do this kitchen, gave me the courage to, market it, and go out and do it. And so it is what gives me joy. I love my work. Don't get me wrong. It's given me 27 soon to be good years and has allowed me to do this. But at the same time, what gives me what my passion is baking. So.
And that goes back on my story. I've been involved in television since I was a teenager, began volunteering. I love broadcast. I love communications and media. And as I look over now 38 years this June.
It's a long time.
And how we've gone from analog to HD to digital to 8K and podcasting and everything we're doing. And it's still, I don't wake up, every day I wake up like, what can we do to make it better? Because the overall theme, despite the fact that we went from using reel-to-reels to digital and computers, and we can shoot a broadcast quality program in our house now, is the story.
Yep.
And so one of the reasons I appreciate people listening to our podcast is we've always tried to be focused, to be positive.
Yes.
Even during the Corona crisis, when we knew a lot of people wanted to stick their heads in fans, we said we want to be positive. We want to encourage small business because I see how she lights up with her small business. I know how I am with my small business, and I could not go back to work for anyone else. Not that I didn't have great bosses, but I love running my own business. I love being able to meet with somebody and deciding how we can help them best. Mm-hmm. And we had a couple clients. We're recording some jingles this week, and I'm working with another great small business that they're helping with some animation because it's not in my toolbox. And the client's just like, I love what you're doing. You've changed my business was almost ready to tank, but your commercials helped. And I'm like, yay. Yeah. That's such a big deal for me because I want to help people. Because what you said, we talk about living the dream every episode. Mm-hmm. And for you to wake up and go, I love baking, and I don't know how she does it. I just see this as I would charge $1,000 per cupcake. The effort she puts it's $1,000 for a cupcake.
No, it's not.
And but
it's the same thing what he does. Sorry to interrupt.
Well, it is $1,000 a video for me.
Well, but again, when he goes downstairs and it's like the secret, lab.
See you next month.
And he comes back up and says, "Do you want to see the thing I finished?" And he shows me this that I know was hours upon hours of footage and shooting. And then he's got this 30-second perfect, I'm crying at the end of it spot. That's literally, that is what he was meant to do. Wow. That's what he's supposed to do.
So we're saying all of that, not to say, hey, look at us in our fancy kitchen.
Stop.
We're saying if you're coming out of the COVID crisis and you're still not sure what you're supposed to do, I'm not going to sit back and say if you're running your family into a hole with finances that you need to keep pushing your business. I'm not saying that. But I would encourage you do everything you can to keep that business alive. Fight. If you have to roll it back to part-time, if you have to take, Lord knows I've had times where I've thought I'm just going to take a big corporate gig.
Well, you've had part-time jobs while you were trying to make this work.
Yeah. And so you have to do what you need to do, but keep the dream alive. Don't sell out on your dream. We only have one run at this. I'm not a believer in reincarnation. I believe you're one and done, and you've got to get it right the first time. And we all make mistakes. We all have things that happen along the way, whether we lose someone or things just go wrong or there's COVID crisis ruins your life. But you still have an opportunity to build from that. Yes. So, our message here on Marketing Me and Cupcakes is keep living the dream. And if you want to do small business, if this is something you think you can do, we want to be a podcast that at least you feel like, yeah, I can make another day work with this.
Well, and we've had, I don't know how many guests we've had on that have said that. I mean, from Rob Yannick to
less than 50 guests, I'm going to guess.
Yes, less than 50.
Well, Terry and Renee, there was 2 of those.
Well, but fear, what's the F word? I can't remember that.
Failure.
Word. Well, no, but the F thingy that we called Rob's podcast.
Well, it's the F word.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Any Hoosier, sorry. I'm just saying we've learned so many different things from different people. From, fear is, you have to fail. We had Phil Cook who said, everyone was put on this earth to do something. Yes. Find your thing. What's your thing? Yep. If you need to do a whatever to find what is that thing you enjoy. If it's grooming dogs, if it's cutting grass, who cares what it is? Find your thing. That we're all put here for a purpose.
Because if you wake up thinking, oh, I got to go to work, I hate my job, something's wrong.
Yeah.
Something's wrong. And you have a value, you have an ability to train people or whatever it is. So that's what Marketing Media and Cupcakes is. It's kind of, and we've maybe varied off the track a little bit here and there. But, my media experience, both of us doing marketing together for our different businesses, and of course your Cupcakes, is why we have the name that we do.
Yes.
But I hope you've enjoyed our episodes, and we're not stopping. We're going to keep going.
I think we have a guest.
There's a dog. I'm like, what is going on?
Come here.
Would you like to show everybody Ryrie real quick here? Ladies and gentlemen.
Hi, Buppers.
There's Ryrie.
Say hi.
He's actually Riley, but I call him.
Oh.
And if you listen closely. This is what we hear 24/7.
Say hi, everybody.
So now that Riley is here, we can officially say,
let's toast.
Happy 50th episode of Marketing Me and Cupcakes, sweetie. Thank you for joining us throughout the episodes, and we'll be back next week with another great episode and another great show. Like us, subscribe to us, Facebook, Instagram. Let us know what you like, johnandautomedia.com. And I think that's what. And don't forget, keep living the dream.
Connect with John and Angel via Facebook and Instagram and let us know your thoughts. Marketing Media and Cupcakes is a production of Ondo Media.